My name is Buddhi Prakash Chauhan. I am Library Director at JGU. So many of you may have joined the university this year as a fresh students, and I think this will be useful for you to be introduced to our library website, which is basically a mine of resources and practically everything you can get from there. So I think you should be familiar with the library website and what all resources you can access from there. Of course, we are there to help you whenever you are stuck, if you're not able to access anything. Okay, so but this session is just an introductory session for you to take you through various features of the website, what are the resources available and where. And so we have my colleague Ritu Nagpal. She will be taking you through the library website. So this is a short session, not more than 30 minutes, Ritu, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think, and if you have any questions, we have to ask those. So welcome again, and I hand over to Ritu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. A very warm welcome, I should say, or a very good evening to everyone. I am Ritu Nagpal, your research support librarian, and today I'm going to take you all through the overview of the library website that we have. So before I begin, kindly allow me to stop my sharing my video, that is my screen, and I'll just start sharing my screen wherein I have the presentation ready for you. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. So can you please confirm whether my screen is visible to everyone? So my screen is visible to everyone? So your microphone is on mute actually. All right.
Yeah, it is visible. Yeah.
Thank you. Before I start, I just want to tell you all about this webinar, which will be divided into two parts. The first part will help you to understand the different tabs which we have on the library website. And the second half will help you in exploring the different web pages. To start with, I just want to give you a very short introduction of the library that we have in terms of resources, services, tools, what else we offer. We have close to 2.3 lakh ebooks along with a variety of databases, online resources, 63,732 printed books along with 14,000 subscribed journals, more than 800 multimedia collections and lot more. So to land up and explore this immense knowledge which we have with us, you have to log on to library.jgu.edu.in, and on the home page you'll see the horizontal bar which we have, which is going to tell you all about and guide you all through about the library, its collection, services, JGU research and publication, research guides, catalog, trial access, and a lot more. Right below that, we have What's New tab and quick links that will tell you all about what is going on in the library as in current or anything which we have new to offer in terms of resources or services. Under quick link, you can just directly land up to the pages you are looking for. It could be just the e-resources, teaching and research aids, or just directly going to the catalog or knowing more and more about open access journals or off-campus access policy. Moving further, right in the center, we have two search boxes, which are the discovery services which we offer. These search boxes enable the researcher to search to the broad range of generic and special reference within a few clicks. However, we are working to enhance it further, hence the customization of it is still going on to make it fully operational. Next on the page, you can see the panel on the right, we have the working hours of the library and the direct link to the various subject guides we offer. Towards the right extreme corner, we have virtual reference library. That is, one of the staff member is available to assist you. Like, you're stuck with what if you want to access the e-resources of the digital library or the steps to it, or you want to know the passkey to access all these resources. So how will you do that? So directly, getting live assistance to one of the staff member, you can connect through this chat form. To get answers to all these questions, so we really offer the live assistance. Further, to connect with us, we have contact us tab, wherein the page will appear with the detailed form, wherein you can add in your name, email ID, your contact number, and your message, and just click on the submit, and we will get back to in a very short time. On the left on the screen, if you see, we have the contact details, the telephone numbers and all, along with the live location of ours. So it is easy to get to us. And here now the time is to go live. So I'll just stop here and take you further to my live screen. Here we are, library.jgu.edu.in. So first, on the horizontal tab, as I've told you, I have about the library, which tells you the vision, mission, library hours, membership, the different user guides, rules, regulations, library floor map, and so on. If I click onto the user guides, the page will land up like this. You are going to land up onto the page like this, which gives you a detailed information. By clicking onto download, you can get the required information, whether it is related to any kind of the presentation or the training material or the step-by-step guides, or it could be just what we are helping you today with. That is the overview of the global library. Further on the tab, right under about the library, we have rules and regulations. Clicking onto that. So just for the quick reference, I have just kept the tabs open to save your time. We are going to land up onto such pages, and this page is going to appear like this. There will be a page which is going to appear like this, and wherein you can get all the details. It could be just the rules and regulations related to the membership, borrowing privileges which you as a user have, or it could be related to library card, or else how could you put your request on hold, or in case of any happening, the loss of and damage of any of the book which you have borrowed from the library, or getting to know more about the library hours. Moving on further, next tab I have here is collection. The library page offers the different types of resources. It could be whether in print form, media form, electronic form. It could be thesis and dissertation. It could be teaching, research aids, or the most frequently used these days, which is a hotcake selling these days, that is the course material. When we click onto the course material, the page which is going to appear will be like this, wherein we offer you a detailed list that could be that is related to your course material, school-wise and the publisher-wise platform also. These two are different lists. The first list gives you the details of your course material, which is segregated according to school-wise, and the other one gives you all the details of the books, the electronic books, for this particular semester, that is fall 2020, and gives you all the details in case if you wish to go for any of the individual subscription of the book with the details of the publishers. Going back beyond this, further we have the e-learning platform. And once you click on this, the page which is going to open up will be like this. In case your instructor has enrolled your course here, so you can actually view the course like this, and then the details can be taken up by your instructor himself. Going back, next on the horizontal tab, I'm moving on to the different services which we offer: the lending service, reprography service, and the different interlibrary loan and all, JGU institutional repository, and so on. moving beyond, we have JGU Research and Publication. If you click onto this, the page is going to appear like this, wherein you can check up, further clicking onto this, the research publication, the research bulletin, or else to know more about the faculty RNS profile and so on. Again, going back to the home page, the next tab we have, that is the research guides. The tab which is going to appear, the page is going to appear with a long list of research guides, which you can see out here. These are the comprehensive information in a very explicit manner, which is going to help you on the selected topics. You can click onto this and then further, you can go beyond. So it is going to appear like this, and the course, the entire details related to the subject, you can explore it further and research on that. So now coming on to the very, very important tab, which is known to be the catalog, which can be accessed by clicking onto this particular tab. The page which is going to appear will be like this. Once you click onto catalog tab, the page is going to appear like this. So let's say this search tab box offers you to search for books, let's say on family law, that what all is there on family law in your global library. So once you click onto this, it is going to, since I'm accessing it through off campus, I'm not in the campus, I'm accessing it off campus. Similar is for you students right away. So you will be directed to this page, and the page which is going to appear will be like this, showing you all the details of the books which we have, which is listed close to 2,000 presently, whether it is in print form or electronic form. The details of the books can be listed out here, that the author, edition, the type of material, and rest all, whether the book is available. Okay, you can always request for a book, or else if the book is checked out, so the details are all listed out here. So you can scroll down, scroll back, and you can check about the details on the different pages which we have. So the book which you want to borrow. Going back, next to the catalog, we have the tab which is known to be the trial access page. This trial access page, once you click onto this, is going to appear like this, wherein you can check about the databases, or sometimes just the ebooks or additional e-resource subscription which we have, and we are always looking onto your suggestions onto that. Like if I click on to Brill Online Journal, the books is the page which is going to appear like this, and you can just browse and search on the required the trial access which we have, and get back to with your suggestions to us about the research which we are offering. Next
Ritu,
on the events.
Ritu,
Yes,
just to interrupt you, I think you explain them what the trial access is. These are the resources that we don't have regular subscriptions.
exactly.
They've been made available by the publishers or the producers on a trial basis, right? So they will be available only for a short period of time, just for assessment and evaluation purposes. That must be distinguished that these are only for trial. So this is the trial access databases, which you may or may not use, but if you find something useful, you should give feedback to us whether you find that you found it useful.
Exactly. Going back, next on the tab, horizontal tab, we have the events tab. Events tab is going to appear like this, wherein we have the upcoming events and the past events. You can use this page as an archive also, wherein you can check for the recordings of the webinars which we had some time back, or else you can check all to the details also about the upcoming webinars or any or other events do we have. Next, very importantly, we have FAQs, that is frequently asked page, which is going to appear like this, wherein we have categorized certain list of questions in the different tabs, and clicking onto that you can get on to any of the questions required. So if the answers to your questions can be resolved out here. It could be just this, it could be related to digital archive, it could be related to the off-campus access policy, and different interlinkage to it is given out here, or else it could be just related to the user services, and then how can you get onto this, and the details, the questions all about it. So not only this, as I've already told you, we are here on the contact us page also, it is going to appear with a detailed form out here along with the phone numbers here, and you can connect with us through this form, giving a message to us, and the team will get back to you. Similarly, you can connect with us by simply typing your name, your email and your question, and you will be right there with the live assistant to it. Or else, if we are not available, your message will certainly reach us, and we assure you to get back with the solution to the question which you have or the problem you have stated to us. So before I close down here, I just want you to come back to my presentation, because I wish to show you the social media handles. We are very much there on different social networking platforms like this. We are there on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. So those who are listening to me right now, I wish all of them to please like and subscribe the different pages. And before I close down, I want to add on that make tracks to the library. The more you go, the more you know. Thank you so much, and the platform is opening for any of the question answers. If you have, we are eagerly waiting for your questions.
Okay, thank you, Ritu, for the short and concise presentation about the library website. Most of the questions or most of the new students might be interested in how do you access course material for this semester for 2020, not only the new students but as well as the old students also. So what we have done, can you take take us to that particular page? So it's very simple, if you are looking for course material or the links of the books, whether the book is available in the library or that we need to buy that book, okay, there are questions about it. The simple thing is you should go to the course material page. Okay. Now this page, either you can go coming to the e-resources page and then clicking on the course material. Click on the e-resources first. Okay, and then
e-resources.
Yes. So this is the e-resources. I'll talk about this. What it is, and then there is a course material tab on the left hand side. Just click on this. Okay. Left. This below. Go down. Yeah, go down. Yeah. So this is the course material page, and you will find links to two different lists. The first list is school-wise course material. It lists all the courses that are being taught in fall 2020. This has been prepared by the library staff. It provides you for each and every course list of books that are going to be used and the links for those books. And if some book is not available in online format, then you will be directed, from where to buy or take a license or something like that. Okay. The second is publisher-wise ebook platforms. Basically, the ebooks are available in different platforms. So different publishers have their own platforms. So whenever you click, course material book, it will take you to the ebook platform. And these ebook platforms, they take you to the cloud of the publisher sites, right? And there you can see all the books that have been licensed by us, okay, including the one prescribed by your teacher in the course material. So just if you click on the list, click on the first list, school-wise course material. Okay, and just view open the list, and it opens up. Click on your school here, and then you can see alphabetically listed all the courses here and the links to the textbooks. How do you access those textbooks from outside the campus or within the campus? The links have been given: in-campus links and remote access links. There is a link to the instructor email ID. There are links to the Jeju e-learning platform. I will talk about it, what it is. So from the same course, the list of these books may be available on the JGU e-learning platform also, in particular class. Okay, so we have created JGU e-learning classes, and where also you'll find this course. In JGU e-learning, we'll also find a copy of the course manual of that course. So if you look at the JGU e-learning, this is, come back to Ritu, don't show it right. Okay, so this is the list for course material. So you can find, if you are looking for, go down, just click on a particular, yeah, again. So if you look at this, this the number 1, there is a course on art and cultural heritage law. Okay, and all the main textbooks are listed over here. The links have been given. Okay, in some cases, you will find that link is not there. So if you look at the first row, art and cultural heritage law, serial number 3, this particular book is not available in electronic form, and it says students have to buy their own copy, right? So if you are interested in buying a copy, we can tell you from where to buy. Either you can buy from your local bookstore or online bookstore like Amazon or Flipkart, or if you have any problem, you can get back to us. We'll help you getting a copy of it also. In some cases, can you just scroll down, Ritu? Yeah, in some particular platforms available there. Okay, so just a moment. Slow. Okay, so if you browse through, you will find different kind of accessibility available for the ebooks format. Okay, so this is how you can access directly from this list also. You can probably download a copy of this on your local computer, your own laptop, and continue to use these links. If you don't find your course listed here, it is most likely that your teacher has not given us the details of the books that he's going to use. Okay, so maybe you should contact your instructor or the teacher so that this list is available to the library, and we can explore where these books are available. You can find them, or if they are not available online, you haven't got the license, we'll get the license for you. Okay, and wherever the license is not available, we'll tell you that you have to buy a license or buy a personal copy. So I think that is what the sort of key resource or key list for you this semester is. Okay, so have a look at this, and if you have any questions about this, you can write back to us. Can we go back to the publishers wise list, Ritu?
Sure, sir.
Okay, so here similar list, but this is this list various publisher platforms where your ebooks are available. So either you can access that list from here, or the ebooks from here, or from the course wise also. The difference is that in this list is the links. If you just open one of these, Ritu,
okay,
any of these. So if you, for example, so there are some books which are called a McGraw-Hill Express Library. Okay, so this the McGraw-Hill platform opens right here also, and if you click on the things that have been licensed by us, okay, just click on the library page. So these are the books that have been licensed to us. Okay, now some of these books might be listed in the course list also. Okay, but we have actually taken licenses for more books than your teachers have prescribed, right? So in some cases, for example, a book is not available online that has been prescribed by the teacher. It is available only in print. Okay, so your option is that either you buy a print copy, okay, or use some other book which is available online. So these platforms provide you other books on the same subject on your course. So if you feel like it, using some other book, you can always read from these platforms. Okay, and most of these platforms can be personalized. Okay, so in some cases we have licensed these platforms for the whole university, and so you don't have to pay for these books. But in other cases like LexisRed platform, where number of low textbooks are available, you have to buy license for individual title. Okay, and that license we have given directions in this list, publisher wise list, from where to get this license. So can you go back to the list again, Ritu?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The,
So, no, the list, the publisher-wise list.
okay.
Yeah. So this was the publisher-wise list. So if you just browse down, okay. So if you look at this, there are various platforms are listed over here, and at the end you will find. Just stop here. Okay. So these are the, towards the last part of the list, you will find ebook. Go up. Let me read it out. Ebook platforms for students purchase. So these are the platforms where students have to purchase their personal licenses for the ebooks, right? And the address has been given here from to where to place the orders. Okay, so this is what, so there were some questions, asked by the students that whether they have to buy textbooks for these semesters. In most cases, you do not have to buy textbooks as they are available. The first part of this publisher-wise list, these are licensed by the university. Okay, so any of these platforms, you don't have to buy any textbooks, any book. You can use, there are almost 2.5 lakh ebooks available, plus there are about 50,000 books which are available for some, period for at least 2-3 months. Okay, so almost 3 lakh books are available in electronic form for this semester that you are free to use. And there are books as listed in the second part of this list, which are available on personal or individual license basis. Okay, so all these links are given, and if you have any issue with the books or something that you can't find for your course or they are not listed here, please talk to your instructor. Right, so that's what the course, the information about the course material is. Going back to the yes.
We have more questions to answer out here.
Yeah, just let me take it. Maybe
okay.
The answers will be questions will be answered automatically. So, how do you come to this page? So there are two ways. Either you come step by step, e-resources and course material. You can also very easily just Google course material fall 2020 JGU, and this page, you will land up on this page. So you can even Google this term, and you will come to this page. Okay, so here, so this is very simpler way to come to this page, and then you can open this list. Okay. Going back to talking about the e-resources, now the question is that when you witnessed that when Ritu was trying to open library catalog, right? Or trying to was trying to search, it takes her to login screen.
Remote access page.
Remote access page. Okay. So since we were not in the campus, okay, this time everybody will have to use remote access link. Okay, so you have to access all the online resources remotely. In usual course, when the campus is open and when you are in the campus, you don't require any login actually. They are all available without any login ID. Okay, so that is the difference. So whenever you need to close this window. Right, you close this window.
Okay, this also.
Come to the resource page. Just the resource page. Okay, so this is the page where you will find links to the major databases or major resources that we subscribe. And if you look at the list, this alphabetical list, and if you just mouse over the title of the resource, okay, it opens the in-campus link, right? So now this title link will not open from outside, okay, or it will ask you a login ID and password, right? And if you click on remote access, here, if you click on remote access, just click on remote access, it will again ask you user ID and password, okay, which is your, in case of the students, part of your JGU email ID before @. So for example, my name is BP Chauhan, my email ID is bpchauhan@jgu.edu.in. My username for this remote access link will be BP Chauhan, just BP Chauhan. Okay, and my password will be the password that has been assigned to you by IT to log into your Outlook account. It's simple. Okay, so library does not set your user ID and password. It is automatically set. You must remember that. Okay, and if you are not able to log in using that formula, then there is some problem with your name, your typo or something. So check your spelling of your name or something, or your first part of your email ID. Okay, so this is done automatically. Library does not set it for you. Okay, that should be made clear. So once you log in, just click on login. Okay, now you can access that particular e-resource from home remotely. Right, and this you have to do only once in a particular session. This login you need to do only once in a session. If you want to use some other resource in the same session with the same browser, you just go back to the resource page, just click on another page, another resource, and it will open. Not here, the remote access. Okay, just keep on clicking remote access, and you can use any of these resources. Right, so this is the way to access these resources, including ebooks, okay, from outside the campus. You can do a search. We are going to organize some training programs, how to use or how to search, specific databases, from time, just like we are organizing this one. There will be short programs for the low students. There will be detailed programs, for searching the legal databases. For other resources, there will be short programs for half an hour, etc. Okay, so this is one way to search these resources. There is another simpler way to do all these things. So now, if you must know where you will find your article or your book or something. So you need to know what this database would contain. Okay. Now there is another simpler way. If you want to search all these databases or most of these databases in one go. Okay, so there is a resource discovery tool that Ritu talked about in the beginning. If you go back to the home page of the library, and you will find these two search windows here. Okay, now these are two different search windows because these have been developed by two different publishers and vendors. Okay, but so we are accessing both these together. That's why these are available. There is some difference also. The second window, search all journals, only searches journals only. Okay, the first is from EBSCO publishers. It's called EBSCO Research Discovery Tool. It searches everything, okay, including journals, books, things which are not available in the library. Okay, open access books also it will search, articles, everything it searches. So, and also it shows you can refine your search if you want to search only things that are available in the library, or you want to search everything. So this can be used for a variety of purposes, very flexible. So we just search here. Okay, you will find the results from different resources, different databases in just one window. Okay, just try one search. We will have a detailed session on this. Okay, but just demonstrate how it works. Let Ritu do the same search. Do the same search, family law. Okay, so this search will also search the library books, print, as well as ebooks. Wherever the ebooks are available in full text, it will lead you to the full text. So you write here, you can open the textbook, full text from here. It will search the journals also.
It is taking some time to load.
Yeah. Okay, so there it is. Okay, you'll see all the results, and these results are coming from different resources, not just one resources.
Close to 2 lakh results are there.
Yeah. Okay. So everything you'll find, you can filter them. You can't. You want to maybe further limit your searches, narrow down. You can do that. You certainly can. Limit by only full text resources, or by year of publication, or type of material that. Okay. So all these things. So this is very convenient way to search all the resources that we have. Okay, including the videos are also
The
there.
videos and yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a very good way to search entire library resources. This one is still under development. So right now it may not show up all the resources that we have. Maybe in a week's time, it will be fully operational. Okay, so this is the way to search the databases. So we have already told you how to access these things. Okay, so let us take the questions.
Questions now, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. The first question will be find the name of the books which would be required for our courses in the library.
I think I answered that already.
Yes,
Go to the
most
list.
of it, exactly. So go
Okay,
to
and
the
if you
course
don't find-
material list and
If
then
you don't find your course listed in the list, please talk to your instructor.
so in that case we need to have the detailed instructions by your course developer, and then accordingly we can provide the required set of books you have.
But if you are
Or
looking for
else-
any book on the subject,
Yes.
you can use the entire library.
Entire
so you
library.
can read not
you
only
mean
the
like- yes.
Yes, so you can use not only the book that is prescribed for your course, but if you want to use some other book outside the list, you can always do that.
Okay, coming on to the next question, how do I subscribe online journals, which we have already answered. And
You
then,
don't have to subscribe. We have subscribed those journals. I mean,
Yes.
you can search them. You don't have to search even individual journals. You can search by key terms. You can search the entire library, and from whichever journal your articles are. Okay, they will be displayed here. And if you are using remote access link, you can always download the full text of the journal right there. Okay.
okay. For
There are a
how
lot of
long-
other things also that you can use actually. Then when we have sessions on individual databases, we will tell you how efficiently you can use those databases. There are a lot of other features, search techniques are there, so we'll talk about them in individual sessions.
But presently, we do have a recording of the webinar which is recently held on LexisRed, how to access the books on LexisRed platform, and also on Pearson platform, how to access the books on Pearson platform. That can be checked under user guides also. So the next question is, for how long can I borrow one book?
Yes. So there are different categories of books. When you are in the campus, only then you can borrow library books. Okay, the print books. The online books, they are available, so you don't have to borrow them. They are always available to you. The print books, when you are in the campus, including this semester, you have to come to the campus. And so if there are two categories of books, or rather three categories. First category is the textbooks that are part of your course manuals. Those textbooks can be borrowed for the whole semester, right? So if you are unable to buy a print textbooks or take a license for the electronic textbooks that you are required to buy, then you can come to the library on first come first. There's limited copies, of course. We can't ensure that everybody will have a copy of the textbooks from the library. So you can borrow for the whole semester. There is a small fee of 100 rupees per title for the whole semester. Okay, so you don't have to come to the library for using textbooks again. Second category is the normal research kind of textbooks, reference books, etc. They can be checked out for 1 month. And third category is the reference books. You cannot check them out at all. If you have a look at my presentation here on the website itself, there are self-checkout systems available in the library, so you don't have to approach a library staff to check out your books. There is just self-checkout systems that you can use just like an ATM.
Right. So how will we get our ID password?
I think I already told you that you don't need any separate ID or password. Your first part of your email ID is your ID for user ID for the remote access, and the password is the same password that you use for Outlook email.
Right. So next on the list we have, can we get access to e-newspapers?
Yes, in some cases, the newspaper or news items are part of these databases. right now we have not got any subscription for the whole university community, but we do have a limited license for a platform called Macture and a Press Reader. Both platforms are available to us. Press Reader is available on trial right now, and Macture we have limited. So if you need any article from online newspaper or magazines, you have to place a request with us, and we can send you a copy of that PDF.
And that request can be placed at you can write us to eresources@jgu.edu.in, and
Yes.
we'll get back to you.
Yes, this email ID will work for any problem that you might face with accessing e-resources, online
E-resources.
resources,
Yes.
or if you need any copies which is not available, any document, any paper which is not available in the library or from the library, and we can also get it from outside. Those people who are doing some research, this service might be available to them.
Right. So parallelly, adding to this, there is a question: do we have subscription for economists?
I think we have.
We
Okay.
do have. We do.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So next is, how do we access old theses submitted by former students?
Well, this is a difficult question. We do have a platform or a database. Can you take me to the DSpace?
Yes. Just
Yeah.
one second.
Okay, so this is part of our digital archives where theses are supposed to be deposited by your school, whether they are PhD thesis or they are master's thesis. So click on research and publications here. Go down further. So if you come here, there is a collection called JGU Thesis and Dissertations, and you will see 0 written in the bracket. That means there is a 0 document right now. Okay, so we are discussing or in talk with your school deans that your thesis and dissertation should be uploaded on this site by the thesis supervisors. We have not been very successful so far, but hopefully this year there will be some thesis and dissertation. So the right now status is that no thesis and dissertations are available online as of today. Okay, so you have to go to your school office, school administrative office, and ask them a copy of the past thesis and dissertations.
Okay. Okay. Coming into the next, we have our username and password for catalog and e-learning platform.
Well, okay, the catalog, you don't need any password. Popularly we call it Koha resource, koha.jgu.edu.in. You don't need a password or login ID for Koha or catalog site. You can still search the books or e-books in the library anywhere in the world. Okay. Of course, you cannot download unless you log into your remote login ID password. So for accessing catalog or searching catalog, we don't exactly need a user ID password. But there is a user ID password for Koha, which enables you to do little extra than what you can do without login. So for example, if you have a user ID and password on Koha or the library catalog site, you are able to track all your borrowings. Okay, you can give your comments. Yeah, you can give your comments on a particular book that you read for the benefit of others. You can prepare reading lists on Koha. So you can track all your account, what you borrowed, what you returned, all the dates, etc. Your reminders can be seen over there. Also, very importantly, which is primarily used by the teachers to recommend books for purchase to the library. That also can be done using Koha system. For that, you need a login ID and password. So there is a login ID password, but in most cases, in most of the time, you don't need it. Okay. I hope that answers your question.
And also, sir, if they want to, if they have read a book. recently, and then they can add their book reviews also and
Yes,
can participate to the book challenge.
So you can give rating, you can give remarks about the book or comments on the book whether you found it useful. Ritu also organizes some book challenge programs. So and if you, for example, if you read books outside your course subjects, and you provide them comments or ratings or on this site, you can participate in the book challenge program. And we will, I think, shortlist 10 students for the best reviews, and we will ask them to talk about those books maybe in a seminar or webinar, and we will have some award for that. So there is a book challenge program. So if you are interested in reading books outside your course, you are most welcome. We will encourage them. You can even suggest books for reading purposes. So your suggestions will be welcome, and we will certainly encourage you to involve yourself with reading books and
reading them. So can we access JSTOR directly if we have VPN on, or we have to access it through JGate?
JGate is only a search interface, right? So you need a remote access ID for accessing JSTOR also, just like any other database.
Okay. The next student wants to know the permanent access to JSTOR, EPW, etc. Is it available from JGU, or do we need to get subscription personally?
No, it's available from JGU. Just click on the e-resource page, remote access link, and you are there.
Next is, can we use LexisNexis to download newspaper reports? Yes, they can.
Yes, LexisNexis does have a newspaper database or news database. So this is one part of the LexisNexis database is the news. So you can there actually you cannot see the newspaper as such. Like you can browse on different platforms like Press Reader or these things, but you will find a searchable database form of different news. India as well as global news. So yes, you can use LexisNexis is one of the news database apart from the law.
The password for e-learning platform and the Outlook ID is the same?
No, it is not. The e-learning platform is basically, all of you may not have e-learning account. Okay, it all depends on your instructor. If your instructor has decided to use the e-learning platform administered by the library, which is popularly called Moodle. Okay, so if he has created a class on Moodle and you have been registered, okay, you will get credentials online, by email to you.
Exactly.
Or your instructor will let you know what your login ID for e-learning platform is. Okay, so it is different. If you want, you can use the same. Okay, so you can reset it. So you will get a default, user ID and password. Not user ID but password. Your user ID is normally your email ID. So you will get a default password. You can change it afterwards once you first login.
Right. Difference between this website and Koha website?
Koha is a catalog of the library books, print as well as
electronic
e-books. The library website has a lot of other information. Of course, there will be some overlap also, and they are interlinked also. Okay, so they use different technology, different servers, and different purposes also.
How to access JGU e-learning platform? The username and password will be given to us? Yes, no?
I think I answered just like that. Okay, your instructor will inform you the user ID and password. You will get a default password that you can change in the first login.
After login to e-learning platform, there's some internal script failure. What can I do to address this error?
You send an email to elearning@jgu.edu.in if there is an issue with that. But check your internet connections, etc. That they are stable internet connections accessing this.
Next on the list is I cannot access.
You can also use VRL tab, VRL chatbot, in case you have any difficulty in accessing any source.
Next on the list is I'm not able to access JSGP course material. So what do we do in this?
Let us go to the JSGP list. Can I just let us see what the problem is?
Just a second.
Yeah.
There's a lot many tabs.
See, whenever you report a problem, you should provide details. What exactly the problem is. I come across questions like this. I am not able to log in. So I think you should provide us the details. Why you are not able to log in. There's some more details, maybe screenshot or something. So is there a JSGP link here? Just click on JSGP link. Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
Just a second. I've just clicked it. So just a
yeah.
second.
Okay.
We don't have, it seems we don't have any requests from JSGP. That is why it is not showing us.
No, it must be showing. Open the page must be there. It's clickable now?
It is not open.
Okay. It's not. Can we browse the entire list, and come to JSGP part if it is there? No, there is no JSGP. Jindal Global. Just it is there.
Yeah. Only thing is the link is not connecting well. Maybe problem with the link.
Okay, we'll check that.
Rectify the error, and probably by Monday you will be able to access it very efficiently.
Yeah. So the courses are listed here.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that the link was done not properly.
While logging in, there are two options being displayed: login with OnePass account and access by IP. Which of the two is recommended? The question raised by whomsoever is concerned, you have to clearly tell us, or else access by IP. What we can understand is, in case if you wish to access the resources in campus or off campus. So off campus, then remote access option is always there with all the resources. You can log on to that and browse the required material, whatever you want.
Most of the resources are available on IP access. Okay. Whether remote or in campus. So that is the IP authentication, that it checks your IP of your system and then allows you to use this data to access the resource. Okay, there may be very few resources which are accessible through user ID and password. For example, right now, Manupatra, requires a user ID and password. Another source EPW will require user ID and password. So very few resources require a particular user ID and password. Most of the resources otherwise are available on IP access. So just you to click on in-campus access or remote access. That's it. Nothing else.
Right. How are we going to get this recording? I've made it clear. You can check the recording in a day or two maximum, right under events tab on the library website. Next is, where does the detailed law class on how to use material happen for law students? Very soon we are going to have please keep yourself posted with the details on events tab right on the library webpage, as I told. So we are going to post the updates, and possibly we are planning to have all these training sessions Friday evening and Saturday morning to give you an ease to attend all the sessions so that there is no clash with your classes and so on. Right, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is when will be getting access code for Pearson ebooks? It is very much there in the.
It's very much there. You don't need anything. Only for the first time you need an access code to activate or to personalize your account there.
Yes.
Right. And it is given there. I think you for getting access code, because we can't put it up online or publicly. Okay, you have to write to libraryacquisitions@jgu.edu.in for the access code for Pearson Library. Right. So only those who need any title from Pearson e-library, they should write to library acquisitions. Can you type in the answer, Ritu, there?
Yes, sir. They can refer to the step-by-step guide which we have under user guides.
Yeah, but I think in the answer also you can write there so that they can check it right now.
Right. So, okay, I'll just do that. In case JGU library does not have a book in print or online, is there a possibility to write to the library to request to purchase or license a new copy of it?
Yes, ideally through your instructor.
It has to be enrouted through your instructor. Right?
Yes.
Okay. If I want to log in to e-learning platform, should I use my JGU ID as username?
Yes.
Yeah. Sir, can't access Moodle platform. Whom should I contact?
You can access Moodle only when your instructor has registered your class there. Okay, if you don't have any class, your instructor has not listed your class over there, and he has not enrolled you, you will not be able to log into Moodle. And if you should have at least one class enrollment. Okay, and once you enroll, you will see all your classes where you have been enrolled.
Okay. When are we going to get the ID password for accessing the library databases?
I think I've answered it.
Number of times this has been answered.
So don't repeat those questions. Yeah. I think
what about the Cambridge section? Is it available from JGU? Yes, it is very much available and through the list, through the e-resources list. What are the library access days and timings for issuing books these days, particularly?
Okay, answer that.
That's 9 in the morning, beginning from 9 in the morning, and we close down by 7 in the evening. Or else it would be advisable if you can, always write back to us at glus@jgu.edu.in. That is Global Library User Services. So the team member will get back to you accordingly, and you can, just confirm your visit with us accordingly. We can help you because we are restricting the access to the shelves these days, keeping the pandemic in mind. So that would be really helpful if we can, get communicated well in advance so that we can help you out in the less required time, right? So moving on to next. So how will we able to get the ID access for EPW? Again, for EPW, you have to give your request to us, and then accordingly you can we can help you out. Or else it is again available through e-resources. Remote access page is available there through that list. You can direct yourself to the resource and get the access to it. Anything to add on to this, sir?
EPW, I think.
Yeah. Let's go to the
older than 2 years is available in open access in any case. So only the last 2 years, if you need, just click onto the resource page in EPW, remote access, you can download.
It is very much there. Yes. Okay. So again, the same question. I hope it is very much clear that Koha login ID is really not required for you, and it is for searching the books. But yes, going on to the summary of what all you have issued, you can check with it. If you require that ID and password for Koha, you can always write back to us. And for remote access, though we are going to come up with a short training on that as well, but then as sir has very clearly mentioned, like his name, anything in your email ID, if you have right before @ that and the same password of your Jeju email ID. I'll give you a simple example. Like now, if I take my ID is ritunagpal@jeju.edu.in. So everything before @ is Ritu Nagpal, and I will be adding Ritu Nagpal and the same password which I use for my email ID. So that is done, and I am just there on the page to access all the e-resources.
Yeah, let me explain. I think give another fact, about the Koha thing. So the Koha lists, or is a catalog of not only print books but also e-books. Okay.
Yes.
Now these e-books are basically part of different resources which are listed under the e-resources. So there might be possible that all these e-books, when you search in Koha, they will have a link, full text link also of that e-book. So if you try to download that e-link, okay, without login ID, you will not be able to download it. And that login ID is basically e-resource login ID, not the Koha login ID. Okay, so these e-books are basically e-resources, right? So you will need remote access password for downloading an e-book, even if you search through Koha. So that is the difference. Okay. Now the other password, etc., for the Koha password is useful only for the print collection, not for e-collection, because e-collection is available in any case to you. I mean, this is available, so there is no checkout or check-in for the e-books. Only for print books, there is a check-in, check-out system.
Right. So we are almost done with the questions.
Yes.
Because many repeated set of series we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have any questions about these things, probably you just write to, any issue about the services, Global Library User Services, glus@edu.in, jeju.edu.in, or e-resources, anything about the online access, e-resources@jeju.edu.in. These are the
Right. So we'll try to upload the recordings by latest by Tuesday, and anything beyond this, if you have any questions, anything, you can always write to us. GLUS, as sir has just mentioned, @jeju.edu.in. Anything related to e-resources, you can write back to us at e-resources@jeju.edu.in, or else we are all there. And as I've told you, you can drop in your request right connecting with us through the contact us page. Also, you can just drop in your message, or else we are live available through virtual reference library, and which I am parallelly doing. I think many of the students, they are dropping in by this VRL service as well. And so parallelly it is going on. So I think we are able to catch you all with the queries you have. And this session, before I close down, once again, I would like to thank you all for joining us. And again, if you wish to connect with us, you have any query, please drop in a mail, or you can directly connect via phone, drop in via virtual reference library, and we are there to help you out. Right, sir?
Thank you everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
okay. Take care, everyone. Thank you.